What's up, my peoples? How you doing? Ooh. So I want to open this video just by saying that recently there was a flood here. Like, this river was flooded. So I'm here at my old campsite, if you can see there. I left this up just in case somebody needed to get out of the rain, but everything else was cleared off, and my tent was here. You can't see it as much now, but I had to dig and level off this area because it was really messed up. But so yeah, I'm on a hike right now because I lightened up my pack significantly. I took everything out, and I'm kind of just doing a test hike right now. So this is where I shot. This tree was where the American flag was. This is where I shot that harmonica video. But so let me, if you could see, it's gonna be hard to tell, but there's silt all over here. So the river came up, see if I could get the angles right. It came up over here, came up over this hill, and it would have gone right through here, right to the front of my tent. And I had like a pile of sticks and stuff here, and they all got washed away. So obviously the water crested above the spot, which is why I moved from here, because I figured it would. And apparently it floods here almost every year. Not usually as bad as it just did, but I just went down. There's some more campsites down this way, and well, basically all up and down the river there's campsites. And a lot of those people, their tents got washed away downriver and they lost all their stuff. So luckily it's the holiday season and people are giving a lot of stuff. So the church was able to replace everybody's tent pretty quickly. And they may not have as nice of a tent as they did have, but at least they have shelter for now. So yeah, I'm just hiking around. This is cool. This is already here. Somebody, I have a feeling it was that dude Redneck, because I know that they used to camp around here too, because he would do something like this. He's kind of like me, where he likes to make his camps really nice and practical, but until he trashes them. But that's another story. So there's some nice steps dug there, but they get slippery when it's muddy. But yeah, I'm gonna hike around, and then I'll try to find an opportunity. This video might span a couple days. I'm going to try to find an opportunity to take my pack and lay it out and do a gear haul or gear, what do they call that? I don't know, do like a pack review so that everybody can see. Those videos also, they tend to be popular. People want to see what people have in their packs when they're hiking. And from that point, I'll take from there, we'll see where it goes. But yeah. So as I'm hiking, I figured I should add, right now my pack, just by feel, is probably at around 30 or 35 pounds, which is a lot less. Like, I eliminated the hand saw, I eliminated my cook pot. I'm not going to really need that. I'm going to go basically cold food while I'm hiking. So, it's something hikers do all the time to save weight in their pack. But, so yeah, it's at about 35 pounds, and with full water, and like I said, there's no food in it right now. It's a lighter pack than I've ever carried. I've gotten away with a pack that light in the summertime, but not during the winter. But for me, I mean, it doesn't get that cold here really compared to some other places. So I could get away with just one heavy sleeping bag. And I mean, you could always get down. Like, I've gotten down to 16 degrees with just the heavy bag. I mean, I could just tell the difference already. Like, I feel it's so much lighter. There's no strain on my shoulders. My heels aren't hurting at all. And it's definitely a ticket. I mean, I've always known that the lighter pack you have, the better of a time you're gonna have hiking. But just do it this way. Get a little view. But I guess I just kind of forgot that. But as I was traveling along, since I got here, I was accumulating things, and I swapped some things out. But the pack just was getting heavier and heavier. And then I got an extra set of clothes that I was carrying. And then I got the wok, which I never really carried full time, but I had to carry that from place to place. So you can see in that other video, I had that when I went to retrieve all my gear. My pack weighed about 100 pounds, and I had like everything on me, everything. So, a drastic reduction in the gear that I have in general, and I'm also, gonna stash a lot of stuff so that I could come back to it, because I'm not gonna get rid of my cook pot. But that's more like of a base camp item. So the goal here is to travel light and to travel far and get my body to start burning as much fat as possible. So it's a couple days later. Today's the day after Christmas. And I just wanted to take a minute to talk about what happened in Tennessee. And there's really no information on what exactly who did this. I'm talking about the explosion that happened, but I feel it's relevant to the homeless community because a lot of homeless are living in RVs, and more people are living in RVs right now than ever. So, it depends on your stance of things, but if you lean towards the conspiracies online and the truth movement, a lot of them are saying that, it seems like it's almost like a warning. And a lot of these things that happen like this, a lot of questions get raised. But I have a feeling that, they're not going to come out with whoever the perpetrators were. I have a feeling that it's going to remain unanswered. There's going to be a lot of unanswered questions with what happened. And, when things like this happen, you have to ask yourself, what was the result, the real long-term result of the event? And because it was an RV and it wasn't a new RV, I think it's kind of just setting the stage to persecute people living in their RVs. Like, they're already saying that RVs are getting pulled over randomly. And, every time you see an RV, especially an older, beat-up one, you're going to have that little sneaking suspicion in the back of your head, and people might even call the authorities just because you park your RV on the street and you're trying to get some rest. Well, hopefully it doesn't come to that. Case in point, here I am at the local Walmart, and let me come through here. That's a thorny bush. Ow. I mean, just look at all the RVs right here. Not one of them are new. And it's just like... So I'm about to head into Walmart and get a few items, and I'm gonna go back to camp, and I'll set up to make the clip for you guys about my backpack, because there it is. So like I said, I eliminated a lot of things, but yeah, we'll check you there. I want to add something about my pack. Obviously, I'm by the road, so it's really noisy. But you better get used to it, because when I hit the coast, it's gonna be nothing but wind. And I'm gonna gotta keep it closer to my face like this. But what was I saying? Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of wind on the coast. And a lot of the clips are probably gonna be noisy with me yelling like this. But we'll see how that works out. Anyway, about my pack and its weight. I mean, it's a much lighter pack than I usually have. Oh, heads up. And, sorry, I just broke my concentration. So it's lighter than normal, but if you do research, you'll find out that you could get your pack down to like 15 or 20 pounds, especially if it's a summer pack. But I'm not dealing with, ultralight gear. You have to pay out the nose for gear like that in the hundreds of dollars. There's a few items I have that I got lucky that I found. Like I have an REI Puffy that's down, and I got that for free. And those are usually like $150. And I have a Gore-Tex Bivy sack that is like a $250 thing. Damn, loud trucks. Yeah, it costs like $250, if you buy it. And I got that for free also, just by luck. luck. So like I said, I'm gonna break it all down later once I'm done with my little shakedown hike here. I'm not quite sure if I finished my thought back there, but the bottom line is it's easy to have a light pack if money's no object. But if you're on a budget, then it's hard to get gear that is lightweight and that'll get you through. Good enough. All right, my peoples, how are you doing? This is it. It's the long-awaited pack video. I'm going to show you everything that's in my pack. So here it is. This pack is it's the old, I think it's one of the first models they put out of the ILBE, which is, I forget what it stands for. It's like, oh, it doesn't matter. Look it up. But it's the military issue pack. I think it was the Marine issue pack. And they have much newer versions of it out now. Which you'll find out with most of my gear, that's the case. But this is not how it comes. When you buy it, there's all kinds of molly webbing and flaps and straps. And I cut all those off. And even they had like dividers in the middle. And a lot of people do that with their packs to try to save weight. And for me, it's more so like it doesn't get snagged on things, or you know, I cut probably more than a pound of material off of the pack. So these packs they're not cheap, but they're worth every penny because they last. I've had this pack for 2 years straight now, and using it all the time, and it's still holding up well. But that's the thing with, like I was talking about with the gear, the more lightweight it is, the more expensive it is. And you could get lightweight gear that's cheaper, but it's not going to last. So everything's a trade-off. It's how much do you want to carry, how much do you want to spend, all that. So no matter what kind of pack you have, you want to get yourself one of these construction bags, heavy duty. And I line the inside of the main compartment with this. That way, you can just have it on your back in the rain. You don't have to worry about covering the pack. And, things stay relatively dry. There's always going to be, when you're spending 2 or 3 days in the rain straight, you're going to have a level of dampness to everything. So, in here, very simple, very basic. Basically just a bottle of water, and it's because I use these types of bottles because my water filter fits on the tops. So I have the 2-liter bottle, and I'll get another 2-liter bottle if I need to have extra capacity. And then in the side pocket, there's one long side pocket here. I have another, this is a 1.25 liters, so it's just another liter basically. So that's almost a gallon there, and like I said, I'll add another 2-liter bottle or more if I need it, depending on, how much luck I'm having finding water and how much time or distance there is between sources. So let me continue with the outside first. Also on the side pocket is my poncho, which comes in handy obviously when it rains, and my cup that kind of fits on top. Usually actually I put the cup on the bottom and put the bottle like this on the pocket. And it's always good to have a cup. Sometimes you come across free coffee and stuff, and since I'm not carrying my cook pot, I want to have some sort of container just in case, especially a lot of water sources are sometimes just a trickle, and when you have a big bottle like this, you can't get the bottle under the water source, so it's better to have a cup to transfer water. So I'm gonna try to run through this because this video is already over 10 minutes long, which is crazy. I thought it would be hard to talk for 20-30 minutes in a video, but apparently the time racks up easy. So the other side, on the outside, there's two pockets, 1, 2. On the bottom one, I keep my hammock, which I almost left because I'm probably not going to have much opportunity to use this on my hike. But, I mean, when you're sleeping on the ground every night, it's good to have something that is different that you can relax in, especially in the middle of the day. The colder weather, hammocks aren't great, but, I mean, especially today, it's nice and sunny out. And it would be a good day to hang the hammock in the middle of the day and take a rest. So I'm going to bring that, even though, like, it's really not a necessary item. Also, in that side pocket, I have just a regular tarp. I used to have a tarp that went with the hammock, but this is a regular lightweight, very replaceable, very cheap tarp that, combined with my bivy sack, which is a waterproof bag that goes over your sleeping bag. You could basically just crash anywhere and just throw the bag on the ground, throw this over top of you, and even if it's raining, I mean, it's not the best. You have this, it's going to be next to your face, but when you're talking about, staying light, cheap, and mobile, this is, for me, the best option. Like, you don't want to be setting up a tent every night, and, you don't want it to be obvious that you're just crashing. But going up and down the coast, I mean, they allow camping and stuff because it's a long distance trail, so they're used to seeing people just camping along the beach. So on the top pocket, this is all like my personal kind of stuff. So if you remember, I made this bag from a pair of pants that I found in the woods. But in the bag, everything is kind of sectioned off into little baggies. I actually take gallon Ziploc bags and I'll rip the top, the Ziploc part I rip off, and then that makes it easier to fold and condense down. And then I use rubber bands to keep it all into nice little packs. So in this little pack is my harmonica, an extra lighter, and my sunglasses. So it's kind of just like, and also a Sharpie marker. And the Sharpie markers are good, if you run out of water, you could go to a road and just fly a sign that says, oh, I'm out of water. Or, if you need to make a little money, whatever it is, it's always good to have a Sharpie on you. Or if you just want to leave a note for somebody or whatever. Also, this pack here is, I'm not going to take it all out, it would take forever. Also hell with rubber bands. It's just my toothpaste, toothbrush, nail clippers, and some Q-tips, and ibuprofen in this pack. So this is kind of like my personal hygiene pack / my morning ibuprofen if I'm feeling sore. And then some loose stuff I have in here, just a stick of deodorant. Secret works best, even though it's made for women or whatever, but it's like the best stuff to cut the smell down. Then I just have a little bottle of hand sanitizer. It's good for starting fires, keeping your hands clean. This is just gum. So, when you're thirsty and you're walking, I always like having chewing gum on hand. So this is something that, it varies, it goes down. Let's see, I'm trying to blow through it. These are just extra rubber bands to hold all my stuff. I use rubber bands for everything. I mean, even, I carry my wallet on my person all the time. I even wrap my wallet up so that it doesn't get soaking wet. And when I'm actively walking in the rain, I'll also wrap my cell phone up and keep it in my pocket that way. That way you can just walk in the rain, and even if you're getting wet, you know that your stuff is protected. Alright, moving along. This is just a little smell good spray, a little bod, whatever it is, That's, you don't use those things too often, but, when you're going to go on a bus and you stink or something like that, you just, a little peace of mind. I call this is my poop kit, is what I call it, trademark. But it's just baby wipes, and it's all in bags also with the Ziplocs ripped off. And here's baby wipes. There's only a few in here, so it fits in this pouch. Because trust me, when when you gotta go, you want to have easy access to this so that you can go. So it's baby wipes, and then these are just shopping bags. regular shopping bags. So I've learned over time that it's not always possible to dig a hole, especially when you don't have a shovel or anything, and you don't want to just leave your stuff lying around like that. And even if you cover it up, it's just not good to do. So I found that this is the best alternative in a pinch. When you can't do it properly, you just kind of spread the bag out and open it, squat over it, and then you could wrap it up, and then you could get 2 or 3 bags and wrap that up, and then you could dispose of it properly after that. Either, you can put it in the garbage, but ideally you want to find a porta potty. So, I thought somebody was creeping up on me. Try to make it quick. I don't want this video to get too long. Alright, back to the main compartment. That's everything on the outside. And on the top of the main compartment is my day bag. I kind of, there's not much in it. It rolls up like this, but there's extra space in case I need to take it and use it, apart from my big bag. So these are cheap. They're at Walmart. There's nothing heavy on them. The nylon straps are nice and light, and the bag is light itself. So, these packs usually come with what they call it an assault pack or a day pack, which is a smaller backpack that attaches to the outside. So I just took that concept and adapted it to my own needs, because I don't want another bag hanging off my pack. But it's very useful to have a second, smaller little book bag, so that, if you make a little base camp or something, you could hike into town really quick, and you're not hiking around with this big backpack everywhere, looking like a fool. So on this little outside pocket, this is kind of like my garage, my hardware. So we have just a spoon to eat. Like I said, I'm going to be doing cold meals only, no stove or cook pot. So I'm only carrying a spoon, and technically this kind of goes with it, spoon and cup. So there's that. There's a Sawyer mini water filter. Around here, I haven't really used this much, a couple times, but I've been able to find water sources from either city water or, most of the time, especially going down the coast, there's a lot of towns and stuff. So you're not really getting water out of springs like you are in the mountains. But I mean, I would never go anywhere without this thing. It's your lifeline. And then if you have the bottles to attach it to, and you're good. You can get water from almost anywhere. In here, this is an old chew can, but there's no chew in it. This is my sewing kit, and I actually have like a little magnet that I found, and I cut it and put it on the bottom to hold the needles down. But it's just some dental floss and some needles and a couple safety pins, so just in case I need those. And this is just a little bit of extra rope. I'm going to open it just to show you what kind of rope. I like to buy mason's twine. The outdoor mason twine is the most useful in my opinion. It's lightweight. You get a lot of it for like $3. You get like 300 feet of it. So it's a lot more practical than paracord, which I have some paracord too. This is just in case I need to make a belt or whatever, carry something. It's always good to have a little bit of that, but I only have like 10 feet of paracord. That's all you need. And the last thing, just a little duct tape. Taking off the roll, rolled up. You can always use duct tape. So that's it for, emergency kind of stuff. In the main compartment, I have another little fanny pack, shoulder bag, whatever you want to call it. Nicely labeled, lunchbox, of course. This in here is all my electronics. This is my extra battery packs, charging cables, extension cords, so I could charge pretty much anywhere. Yeah, that's all that's in here. All simply electronics, and this, it weighs, man. But, okay. This bag is just extra. In here I have extra Ziploc bags, so that if I come across food or anything, you can store it in the bags. This is just an extra pair of socks and extra pair of underwear. And those are the only extra clothes I'm carrying. And this is extra baby wipes and shopping bags, so for the poop kit. So that's what's in this bag. And then in here, that's it for this bag. That's it. That's all I carry.
And this is just my down puffy, which this is like my insulating clothes, my extra clothes for when it gets really cold. Just a pair of fleece pants and my puffy, which I love. It's from REI, and these things are not cheap, man. Let me tell you, I got real lucky. So, but you know, it's down, so it's really warm, and you know, if you throw all of that on and then get into the sleeping bag, you know, you can stay warm through anything. And last but not least, at the bottom of the bag, this is my sleeping bag. But this is, you might recognize it, it's the military sleep system. And let me open it up real quick, so I originally had the Gore-Tex bivy that comes with this. It's camouflage, and it's kind of like, it's a little bit overkill. Like, you don't want to have camouflage everything on you, because that looks weird. But I got lucky, and I mentioned earlier that I found a Gore-Tex bivy that's kind of civilian, if you want to call it that. They're actually really expensive, and I got lucky and I got it for free. So in here is the Gore-Tex bivy. It's made by OR, Outdoor Research, and I looked it up. It's like $250 new, which is crazy. So this one's slightly used, but it works. And I mean, I don't even need the tarp. I could just sleep in the rain under this thing. But you know, it gets annoying having your face covered and all that. But it's really cool. It's got a bug net. It's got a lot of extra space so you can move around and stuff. And then I'm just bringing the black bag, which is part of the military sleep system. It's a 0-degree bag. It's not, you know, it's comfortable to about 20 degrees. And then below that, in my experience, it starts getting a little cold. But like I said, I've used it down to 15 degrees in the snow and all that. And I was even a little damp. And you'll still get through the night, you know, you'll live. But you may not be the warmest thing in the world. But believe it or not, that's it. That's the whole pack. That's you know, I carry a lot of extra stuff when I'm glamping. But this is more about keeping the pack extra light, staying mobile, and making up some miles. So I guess I'm just gonna end the video here because it's probably long already. But I appreciate everybody watching, and stay free. One last thing, I forgot, of course, but I was just gonna leave it out, but it's kind of important. This is just you can buy them. Well, this is the military one. You could buy. Usually they come blue, but you can buy them at Walmart. You can buy them at camping stores, but they come like 7 foot long, and that's just way too much material. Sorry, camera's there. But so what I do is usually you come across these for free all the time, but whenever I come across them, I'll just cut out. It's just enough for me to put down when it's cold on a bench or on a log and keep my butt warm when I'm taking a rest. And also when you are lying on the ground to sleep for the night, it's just big enough to put under your hip, and that's all you need really to stop, you know, I mean, everybody's different. For me, that's all I need. I put it under my hip, and it stops the cold from coming up and, you know, sapping your heat in the middle of the night all night. But yeah, it's believe it or not, this is like a very important piece of gear, especially if you want to be comfortable. But so yeah, I just wanted to add that. But that'll be the end of this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. And you know, it was important to add this because I don't know if somebody's going to use this and try to model their pack based on what I tell them. I want to make sure that I included everything that's necessary, especially something that's necessary to keep warm. And I also have a permanent kind of sign to fly just in case. So, but you know, you can write on the other side. I want to write out of water, because that's probably the sign I'm going to use the most, at least during this trip. So yeah, that'll be all. Yeah, stay free, my peoples.